What's up, YouTube? Freedom Concepts channel here. Kind of rainy out today, kind of nasty, so I figured I'd get around to doing something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Introduce my channel with my first video, plus I wanted to be the first guy to review this scope, and I could have been, but somebody beat me to it. I believe True Patriot 09 put a video out on this scope here, and I'm going to review it and give my take on the scope and my experience. I've probably shot somewhere close to 500 rounds with this scope. The title of this video is going to be called True Glow, True Bright. Is it worth it? I don't know. We'll get to that by the end of this video. So, first off, I'm going to get into the specifics of this scope. I'm going to try and make this video as short as possible. But, it's True Bright 30 series. It's a brand new scope from True Glow. That's it right there. Let you kind of get a... This is my Smith & Wesson Sport. Get you a view of the other side. There's the mount, and of course this is your cap for your illumination with your battery and everything. But okay, True Bright 30 series, 1 to 6. I have the 1 to 6. There's also a 1 to 4 version on the market. It is a 30 millimeter tube. It comes with a scope. The scope includes 2 pre-calibrated bullet drop compensator turrets in 223 55 grain and 308 168 grains up to 800 yards. Scope includes reversible offset 30 millimeter monolithical scope rings. They're CNC machined from aircraft aluminum, shock resistant up to 1,000 grams, which is a little over a ton. I don't know why I want to say that. Fully coated lenses. We'll get into the quality of the glass in a little bit. Leaf spring click adjustments. I will say that the click adjustments are very nice on this scope. Waterproof, fog-proof, nitrogen gas filled. There's some issues with that fog-proof thing, and we'll talk about that. Half-inch MOA windage elevation adjustments, and 3.75 inches of eye relief. Also, somebody said on YouTube that this scope weighs 33 ounces. Well, the factory says the scope without the mount weighs 15 ounces. And put it on a packaging scale with the mount and the scope, and it read 24 ounces. Don't have the scale here with me. I'd show you guys, but that's what I got. I don't believe it quite weighs 33 ounces. A lot of weight comes from this mount, and we'll talk about that in detail in just a few minutes. But so now that I've given you some of the specifics, my cheat sheet. There's competitive options out there. I mean, this is competing with some of your Bushnell optics, your 1 to 4 Bushnell optics, primary arms, ACSS reticle, 1 to 6 scope. It's competing in this in that price range, and then it even competes with the Vortex Strike Eagle. How well it competes with that, we will talk about. So looking at the scope, you have a quick zoom lever right here that you can see. It's really nice. It does flip, and it's very smooth going through the different levels of magnification. Very smooth. Cannot complain with that. Over here you have your focus ring. It does a pretty good job of focusing. And then this is your windage adjustment, right? Windage turret right here. And to adjust it, all you do is I'm not gonna turn it, but you just pull up, and you can see. Let me see if I can get it. When you pull up, you get that red mark. That means you can adjust it when you're zeroing your rifle. I'm not going to turn it because I have mine zeroed right now, and I really don't want to mess with it too much. But all you do, so you're not going to lose your zero with these turrets. You're not going to accidentally spin the dial and lose your zero. You just simply pull up, and it has nice markings on it to let you know 1/2 inch MOA, counterclockwise for right movements, and then up top you got the same thing, and it shows you counterclockwise for upward adjustments, 1/2 inch MOA. As you see, I have my 223 BDC turret on there. And I am running 223 55 grain bullets through this gun. That's what I have the gun zeroed with. Overall takes on the scope, it's you can see I dropped the scope right there. You can see a little bend in the front of this right here. But my take on the scope so far, I'm going to give you a quick story. I bought this scope probably in July. It's now December. So that's, about 5-6 months of experience with this scope here. And when I got it, I went to my gun store, and I was thinking about buying a red dot or a scope. And I was thinking that I live on a good bit of property, 60 acres, and a lot of it's cut off by woods. So the longest shot I would have to make out here is at 200 yards if I had to make a shot. But I want to be able to make that shot accurately, and so I figure with a little magnification I can do that better than with a red dot per se. So I started looking at the variable power scopes, and there was a lot of expensive options out there. Some cheaper options. I was considering the Primary Arms one, ACSS reticle, 1-6 power scope. I was thinking about buying it, but I went to the gun store, bought this scope on a complete impulse buy. Never done there's not any reviews out there on this, so never read a review on it or anything. Got it home, was zeroed it, and enjoyed it for a little while. Then one day I noticed that the reticle started shifting inside the scope. Now, the scope wasn't shifting inside the rings, but if you guys can imagine this, the reticle was shifting inside the scope. So, as I was shooting the gun, the recoil of the gun was causing the reticle to shift, and I would loosen the rings up on the scope mount and try and turn the reticle back straight, and I noticed my scope would be completely offset. Man, it was just totally wrong, so I had to send it back. Called TruGlo up, told them the problem. They said, yeah, we've been having that's a normal problem with a couple of them that we have out. So they told me to send it back. I had to pay shipping both ways. That's normal, I guess. But they sent me one back, no problem. Got it, zeroed it. Shooting it, haven't really had any problems with this one so far. Does it hold zero as far as I can tell? Yes, and I'm not doing any torture test on it or anything. I'm just doing simple. I mean, like I've said, I've dropped it. Seems to hold zero as of now. I'm not torture testing it. Just normal wear and tear that you're going to experience on the range with your gun, and moving around through my house with my gun. I might bump into the wall with it. Seems to do fine. But so is this scope worth it? Well, it comes with a lifetime warranty, limited lifetime warranty. So, I mean, let's talk about the scope mount too. This is a really heavy scope mount in my opinion, but what I think TruGlo did is I think that they made this scope mount